Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so you look out, you see a field of frolicking humans. A quick reminder of how you guys look now,
Yeah.
since you've left the underworld, as it were.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we've changed
Yeah.
somewhat.
You have,
Right.
you're looking slightly sharper than you were before. And yeah, actually,
Did we
just
establish who we were?
I think that I know S1 claimed the guy on the left, but I don't know if you'd settled on who was who.
On the sexual gloves.
I think we agreed that we were in order.
Yeah. No, I've even changed my colour.
Yeah, you've changed your colour.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm.
I've got quite woolly hair, haven't I? Like Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Oh well, you're looking good.
There you go.
And actually, we should just clarify what happened just before the end when you were leaving the underworld. So you all had a vision of how you needed to transfer Michael's divine spark into a body, and you were going to regrow the head, much in the way it was regrowing when you were fighting it, with the nanites growing it. But you had to incorporate something of Michael's. So, with that in mind, do you want to make a suggestion? I mean, he's pretty much not got very much with him.
What about a body part? I won't say the one I'm thinking.
Well, we all know what you're thinking, but no, that won't work. It's an object.
Can be objectified.
I'm sure it can. Basically, his red belt or his snowboard are the two objects that he's mentioned or known to own. So,
Well, listen, that snowboard was part of a time when he was being a daredevil, and it didn't lead to anywhere good. Well, the belt is probably a more permanent part of his attire.
I'm a fan of the belt.
Right. Well, one of you write down the belt.
Right, cool.
Yeah, I just thought that was one thing that we skipped over. Oh, so you then leapt into the river and came back to what feels like the physical world, but you're in these human forms. They do feel like human bodies, but not as fragile. You've still got your, once you sort of acclimatize to it, you realize you have got all your Promethean, abilities and that sort of thing. So you can cast all your spells, spend pyros, that sort of thing. And there is still that sort of disconnect you have from the world of, where, when you sense something, you smell something, you know that there's a smell there, you register it and all that, but it's not, an experience. There's no feelings. But yeah, you look human. You give each other a sort of prod, and you're a feel fleshy enough. And yeah, there's other humans who look like they're having quite the time. This guy, who is indeed lying down.
Oh, good, man. I'm glad that was clarified.
I think he's prancing, but he's giving his legs a bit of a kick on the grass. So
leg kick on the grass, man. Yeah. That was a great pastime.
Exactly, man. Sign that you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
And obviously this field, there's other people in here. It's, like you'd imagine a busy day in a park when the sun's shining. Lots of people around playing volleyball or whatever it is they're doing. Other people having a picnic, people walking around. And, they notice you and people smiling and nodding at you and, being friendly. But yeah, do you approach anyone?
I think we should see if we weird them out.
Yeah, let's not go too sick with using pyros. That's all I'm saying.
I like it.
I've got plans to burn quite a lot as soon as I've got my eyes on the right person.
Well,
should we all share what we're aiming to do? Because we're generally better when we know what each other are doing, and then we can help each other. There was, I think, one phase where we had no idea what the other ones were. We were all aiming to do, and
yeah, it's a good idea. That what's everyone's milestone, and their roles and their milestones and that. S1.
I need to wind people
up.
I think I'm a whip. Yes, a whip. So that's whipping people into a frenzy and causing chaos.
Yeah, have you got your milestone? Shall I read your milestone out?
Oh yeah, please.
Let's have a look. A whip, you say. Your milestones are: have someone take a life-changing physical, financial, or social risk, whether it pays off or not. Or help many people take smaller risks that may improve their lives. Your breaking point is to talk someone out of taking a risk that may significantly change their life for the better. Right, G5, what are you now?
So I'm a provocateur. So my milestone is to push your target into a physical confrontation that destroys one of his relationships. Stir a community up into a fervor towards a target of your choice.
Okay, and S2, what's your?
I had the page, but I've lost it now. It's gold, and it's companion gold companion. If you got it in front of you, can you tell me what page it is?
Yeah, it's 108. So,
right, yeah.
Yeah, your milestone is develop an intimate relationship with your chosen partner, or have no one in the group challenge your inclusion, or be shunned by your partner or group for entirely human reasons, abuse, infidelity, or breaking the group's social norms. Yes, but they're entirely human from a certain point of view. And your breaking point is leave your partner or group vanishing without a trace.
So it's got to be done. I've got to leave on bad terms with the group, man.
Yeah, you've got to be kicked out.
And they've been told that I've done wrong.
So there is a kind of common theme with all your milestones at the moment, isn't there? Sort of cause trouble for a group until they tell you to piss off.
I don't think that'll be that difficult for us. If we just behave in the normal way we do, then...
Yeah, I know who I missed though, man. Nick Howe.
He was a good dude.
Yeah. I feel like it'd be cool if he was here or we met him again.
We may well do. We'll never give up hope.
What happened to this guy's face over here, man? He's
having such a good time. Yeah. Right. So you approaching. So I mean, to cut a long story short, you get that feeling that you recognise now of the oncoming disquiet. You know, you can say hello, but if you stop someone to engage them in conversation, you'll have to make disquiet rolls, as you know.
Should we just scout this place out a bit first before we engage?
Yeah, that was it. I just wanted to see if we still carried disquiet, and as we do, right, we'll just do scouting then.
Are you sure? Because, maybe we should be getting involved with these people in the...
We do need to, but let's just get a lay of the land first, man. Let's hear things, see things.
Yeah.
You sure?
No, I mean, if that's what you want to do and sort of stay on the kind of periphery and pick up what's happening.
Just, we look like people who've just arrived now, you know what I mean? Like, say this is like some sort of chilled out place, man. Like when people arrive at a new, leisure park or something, man, where people do this sort of thing, don't immediately just start busting around chatting to people. They hold their own for a bit, don't they? look a bit insecure, walk around, check out the hotel, what the facilities are, and then they start buzzing. That's kind of normal behaviour, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that's sounds good. Right. Has anyone got any dots in socialise?
No.
That's fair enough, mate.
Yeah, I've got a dot.
Man.
You have got a dot, do you say?
Yeah.
Right. Do you want to give us a wits and socialise to sort of, mingle enough to overhear the lay of the land, but not send everyone into a murderous mob?
Highly skilled, man.
Just going past saying, hi, guys.
Yeah.
Word up, yo.
Yeah. Well, you do pick up after a bit walking around that there are other people that seem a bit, confused and out of it as well in the group. Every so often someone will, there's a lot of kind of, where's this and how do I get that? And like I say, over the course of, say, an hour or so of just hanging around, you do encounter someone that's like, who am I and where am I and how did I get there? And you really explain.
How is that you?
You hear someone explaining, to me that, this is Athenea, that they call it, the city, and that they're fine and they're okay, and they give them some wine and that, and you hear the name of Apollo being spoken. Apollo's looking after us. They hear them tell people that are having a bit of a moment.
Apollo, yes, this is the character we've seen in our dreams. We should definitely be speaking to these people. We need to establish what they know about this Apollo.
Right. So who should we befriend? Someone who looks like they know shit around here, or should we go for somebody new who's possibly a little bit more, likely to get over it?
We could start speaking to someone new, find out how they came to be here. They might have had a similar experience to us.
Yeah, they could be fellow Prometheoids.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's the guy, like I say, the guy that didn't know who he was, who's been helped after he's sort of finished, and basically, I suppose that's your choice. You've got the guy that was lost and didn't know who he was, and the guy who helped him, who seems to know, seems the closest to someone official there.
Samaritus.
But yeah, there's a guy who's now got his glass of wine, a chunk of a baguette, and he's sat down watching, the volleyball players. He's the guy he's speaking to.
I say. Let's speak to the man who knows his shit.
Oh, right, you speak to the man who knows his shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that who's speaking to him as well? Are you all going up to him, or you doing any?
What's it? Should I just go this time? Reduce the amount of potential disquiet.
Yep, fair enough.
There you walk up to him, he turns around and says, "Hello there, friend."
Good to see you. I look into this guy's eyes just briefly.
Mm-hmm.
What sort of things drive this man?
This is his darkest desires, is it?
Yeah.
All right.
What would Freud think of this man?
He seems pretty normal. He's quite a nice, genuinely helpful fellow.
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose he is. His darkest desire, I suppose his vice, as it were, is a bit of hedonism. He can get carried away with the wine, and he does like his role as the shepherd looking after the lost sheep and that. And maybe worst thing that you consider doing would be taking advantage of people in that way. And he has thought sometimes when there's been an attractive woman, maybe he should claim that he's some kind of the leader of the cult, and she needs to service him in some ways. But yeah, he's never acted upon it. He does seem like a genuinely nice chap.
Yeah. Good day to you, sir.
Good day. Can I get you a drink of wine, perhaps?
Yes. How charming.
Ah,
What's it? Maybe I'm going to try and get this guy to fall in love with me.
You're gonna start burning Pyrus already.
No, I'm just batting my eyelashes and thinking about it while he gets me some wine. I couldn't help but notice you helped that good fellow.
yes. He was lost. Happens to us all at some point, but I helped him find his way.
Well, I'm new here as well to Athenaeum, is it? Athenaeum.
Ah, I see.
Athenaeum's a bar in Manchester. Sorry, I got mixed up. It's been closed down now. No, Athenaeum. Yes.
Yes. Well, it is a friendly place, my friend. And you have probably been here longer than you think. But it's easy to lose track of time here.
I can see that. I think it has been.
Yes.
But in my dreams, I'm sure before I came here, I dreamt of Apollo. Is this the place where I can finally meet him?
It is indeed, my friend. This is the seat of great Apollo.
Oh my gosh.
You are.
I'm overcome.
Yes, well, in a few days' time, he will be coming. You'll be taking audience in the questionarium.
Oh my gosh, what will I possibly have to ask of Apollo? I feel so vulnerable.
Yes, well, you won't get to ask him a question, I'm afraid. Only the chosen do.
Oh, and what does one have to do to be chosen?
One has to be elected. The Council of the Pre-Gnostic Sciences.
Oh dear gosh, I know nothing about politics. I'm just a sheepy-haired young man who's lost his way, looks like a lost sheep.
Do not worry. Apollo shall shepherd all. No, leave the questions to the scientists.
Oh, scientists.
Yes.
Oh, I like to think I know something of science.
Well, listen, our role is to enjoy ourselves. Here we are at the peak of human civilization. We've created all and done all. Now all we have to do is relax.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And how is this all run then? By computers?
No, my friend. It is, as I say, a matter for the scientists. We get wine, we get food, and we live in peace. Disease-free, free of war. Indeed, we have succeeded where all other civilizations have failed. And so Apollo has come to look after us in person. Make sure his children live the free and perfect life he intended for them. All you need to do is relax and enjoy, my friend.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
What's your name?
My name. Oh, hang on. Let me
Emeritus.
have a look. 1 second.
My name for you is Samaritan. About you've got Greco-Roman.
Oh, yes, you guessed correctly. It is Samaritus. Yes, let's.
I'll write that down.
Perhaps my friends will have different names, but I will be Samaritus. You see, his memory might not be 100% anyway.
I see. Right, okay. I will hope to speak with you again then soon, Samaritus.
Well, what is your name, my friend?
My name. Gosh, it's been so long. Did you say you'd forgotten yours?
It can be easy to forget.
Nicow, that's it. My name is Nicow.
Nicow, a strange but noble name.
Yes.
Well, Nicow, enjoy yourself, and I'm sure I shall see you soon. Any more questions, you know where to find me. And just before you go, a quick Azoth roll, please.
Oh, God.
See what I'm made of. Oh, hello. Hang on a second. Right.
Well, I didn't see those rolls, so can I? Ooh.
Oh, yes.
The wasteland.
I will be keeping an eye on you.
Nick. I should have gone with Probus, the only other name that I've learned.
He goes off, he's chatting with some other people.
I've upset my guy. Oh, God, Dave's gone.
Well, he's returned to the God Machine by the look of it.
Yeah, no, he's clearly got to roll his new character. So you're telling the others about your conversation, S2?
Yeah, I do. I speak of these things. Oh, hang on. Did I roll dexterity, athletics, and Azoth there? That wasn't.
Oh, you did. You did.
Yeah,
That's
you've
probably
made
a
one
little
hell of a roll there to creep him out. What did you do? Cavort away or something?
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe it was you cavorting that.
Did the crab walk from The Exorcist? Whoa!
Wow.
You should have carried on cavorting, man. That clearly put him off.
No, it was when you stopped cavorting. There was just something wrong.
Oh, not another firestorm or whatever it's called. Is that what's coming, man? You've only been in 5 minutes.
Oh, is it? Are we creating firestorms? I missed a bit there. What happened?
It looks that way. S2 is going out of his way. First, he spider walks away from the guy like the dude out of The Exorcist. And then God knows what he did. Maybe he winked at him.
Right, my dexterity and athletics were included in my first Azoth roll, so by rights I had to re-roll it, only to then manage to roll a fistful of 10s.
Right, cool. Well, I mean, interesting.
Yeah.
No, but personally, I'm all up for watching you do that again. Yeah, I'd like to see.
No, I just creep my guy out big time. Just
if I
talking.
that'll be a good idea.
But anyway, Apollo's going to be here soon, man. Apollo's coming, and there's going to be like, if one of us can become elected, we can ask him a question.
I see.
I've got
still
careful,
dead?
man. If I keep getting excluded, I'm going to fail my milestone.
Yeah. I'm not convinced that we're actually alive again yet.
I know what, man. After the fucking last place, man, and there's clearly a lot more to heaven and earth than we dreamt of in our philosophy. But let's just roll with it, man. Hopefully,
this place seems better than anywhere else. I mean, if we are still dead, I'd be pretty tempted to stay that way.
Well, that's it. You need to think of a name. I think I freaked the guy out as well because I'd forgotten my name. And then I couldn't say S2L1, could I? That's just some fucked up name. So I said Nick out.
I did think you could have been Stu. You could have been Stu.
Yeah, you look like a Stu. I reckon I'm a Simon.
Simon, yeah.
Yeah,
G5,
I don't know what.
G-Unit.
I don't know what that would be. G5.
Gaby.
You do hear, the people as you're going around, they're all kind of.
There you go. I could be Jed. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say I'm Stu from now on. I'll say Nick House and old family name.
What did you say there? Sorry, Jim.
They're all the names that you hear are kind of Greek sounding names. Like in another world, he would have been called Castor, but he's changed it to Samaritus now. But yeah.
Well, in that case, I'm going to call myself Gemini. No, I can't be Gemini. That's 2 people. I'll be Castor.
You'll be Castor. Yeah, fair enough then. Right. So Castor, Simon, and Stu. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, having a wander around, you can see over the fields there are sort of buildings like, Greek pantheons, your standard pillars, and In fact, I'll tell you what, you'll see this, but you'll have to ignore the thronging masses for a second. But you do see this place that you hear people referring to this as the questionarium.
Right.
And there's other, like I say, Greek buildings with pillars and doorways and that. Everyone walking
My
around.
gosh, this place is amazing.
Mm.
It's much better than the corridor.
What are these things? Right? They look like Cadbury's animals.
The sort of the bronze statues of animals, but they're all, as you can obviously see from the high definition picture you're looking at, that they're all kind of chimeras of, two animals together. So, can anyone identify what two animals any of them are?
That's a mouse.
Look at the squirrel.
It's angry mouse.
I've got this one. I reckon this is like a sea lion parrot. I'm going to go with like a sea parrot.
Right, that's a sea lion parrot. That's an angry mouse. What was the other animal with it?
This one here, and I can't. Oh, it's got, actually, look at its foot. It's an elephant, man. It's an elephant mouse.
That's got bat's wings.
Yeah,
that is correct
eagle bat.
That is an eagle bat.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that is definitely an eagle bat.
Is that a mouse elephant?
Nope.
Is it a squirrel? That one. It looks like it's got a squirrel's tail.
No.
Is there a pangolin bat anywhere?
Not, thankfully. The death hasn't started yet. That is a bat, but what's the other creature with it?
A monkey bat.
Lion? Lion?
Yes, that's a lion.
A lion bat.
Oh, that
Okay. Cool. This looks like it's got like a mongoose face or something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's not, boy.
Like a weasel or something.
That's a seal chicken.
Nope.
Walrus chicken.
I mean, you're in the same kind of, what's it called? Phylum. Is it phylum as chicken? It is a bird of some sort.
Eagle.
Yep, and it's an eagle.
Walrus.
No.
Seal?
No.
Otter?
What else? Like a sausage.
No. Let me just double check myself because that is. Oh, right. Yeah, I know what.
What? I don't know.
You're not going to guess it. It's a terrible angle. I'm wrong. If you were, it looks exactly like it now, but it's a ram. So you've got, this is a lion and a ram. This is an eagle and a bat. This is a wolf and a ram.
That's a wolf.
Yeah.
Wolfram.
That's a bat and a lion. That's a ram and an eagle.
Is this not a bat?
And that's a bat and a ram.
Ah.
You see the fluffy tail.
Lots
Right.
of bats.
But yeah, they're quite good. As you start to approach it, though, you start to get a bit of a slightly familiar feeling, but the wrong type of feeling, if you know what I mean.
Mm.
Is my rod growing when it should be? I push my rod back down.
Is it a feeling of flux? Is it the flux?
It is that there is a bit of flux,
Oh.
bit of disquiet coming from these things. Give us a wits and occult.
Oh, I have to think on my
Intelligence
feet here.
occults, or-
Intelligence and occult. Can I stand and think about this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I throw you a suggestion?
Yeah, sort of.
I can give a wits and occult one time.
Yeah.
I'll
yeah,
give you
yeah.
a one time. There's my one time.
Nice.
Yeah,
Two
literally
time.
Right. Excellent.
Yeah, it gets.
3 times.
3 times.
Yeah, you get the feeling you did off Bellerophon and what's his name, Ephialtes, when they went dormant. These feel like dormant Pandorans. That if you spend too long around them, they're going to
Wake up.
awaken. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good way of causing a bit of an upset, isn't it?
That would cause an upset, but I'm not sure that would cause an upset in a way that I personally would be too happy with.
I don't think we do it now. I reckon we save it for when Apollo gets there, man, so we can actually, incur the wrath of God.
Why not? Yeah, I'm all up for pissing the Lord off.
It's one off the bucket list, man.
We'll
I am.
learn things from it, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
countless
definitely.
things. We'll learn how angry he can be.
Well, that would be his chair up there, you can see. And you reckon if you were in this crowd of people, that wouldn't be close enough to wake these up. So you could happily stand in the crowd and not cause any problems. But if you were to step forward and
To ask a question.
yeah, if you were the one asking the question, you reckon that might.
Shit, man. I wish I'd put points in politics, man. I really wish I did. Have I got any experience?
But Apollo does want to meet us, doesn't he? I wonder if he wants us to release these Pandorans.
Why would he want that? Pandorans are bad.
The gods are crazy, man.
It's true.
Right. Well, we don't want to unleash the Pandorans, really, but it could be a way of it. So that's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And also, don't we want to ask Apollo a question? That would be a pretty good achievement, It's something to put our minds to and get beats for.
Well, did you say Apollo wanted to actually meet us?
Well, he's he'll be there. Sorry, Jim, you got to say something.
I was just were you asking me then? Do you mean like in your dreams when he's been speaking to you, or do you mean after my guy's conversation?
Yeah, after my guy's conversation. What's the just forget? Or did you just say that Apollo's going to be here?
Yeah, he's going to rock up.
Right. Okay. Fine.
Because he's so pleased. He's so pleased with what humans have achieved. Apparently, this is like the peak. Made it. We're here. It doesn't get any better than this. This is what humans have achieved. Somehow they're living aside, away from the rest of what we know is going on in the universe, which is not good. I don't know whether to tell people that, or to even mention stuff like that, because I've already freaked my guy out just by, doing like a bit of a blank stare and a grin for too long at the end of the conversation. It fucked him up. I just couldn't break out of it.
Well, do you want to do some more undercover work and just, like I say, now you've seen that there's sort of a bit more, town. Like I say, I know the pictures are just of hills, but imagine a sort of your typical Greek city, Greek Roman style city. It's not massively crowded. Like I say, it looks like it's enough people to be comfortable in a city, but you can walk the streets and just do another socializing role to get some more information about what's going on. Perhaps now would be a good time to be picking up the informed condition if you've still got that.
You can also, you can make that suggestion anytime, man. I can be driven to such things, man. I like to be driven to inform this.
Yeah, if we say you do a sort of a couple of hours of just walking around, picking up the gist of things, and S2 if you go to roll, S1, sorry, socializing role.
Yep.
See how well you fit in, and we'll assume you're moving from place to place before you have to make this quiet rolls as well, unless you tell me differently.
Okay, I've got success at spotting little openings in conversations and getting about.
You do pick up.
I'm back in the room.
G5. So S1's just on a socialise rule. So sort of, you're going to spend a couple of hours. He's gone again. So Yeah, I'll just hang on to
Sorry,
it.
man. So I'm doing intelligence and investigation, am I? I'm walking around.
Well, you're just walking around. But yeah, go on. Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, and I'll tell you what. Use S1's socialize as a, help. G5. Have you got any investigation?
I can investigate things. I can if I can stay around long enough to investigate things.
Hopefully, yeah. And then roll it again with his help. S2 once he's.
What am I rolling? Sorry, investigating what?
Have you got any streetwise?
I am. I'm streetwise.
I've got investigation. I have not got streetwise. I've got no.
Right. If you give us an intelligence and investigate, and then S2 a streetwise, and it informed, that's the one where it's an auto success anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Cool. So we'll just see whether you can get an exceptional success then out of this.
Let me just check the conditions in a second. Just so that's definitely sure. Right. So that's +2 and +1. So that's +3. But it's 2 again. Well, let's see.
Yeah. Oh, and also for the purposes of gaining experience at this point, and from the start of the game, you've all had the confused tilt. So once you figure out what's going on,
that makes a lot of sense. Certainly feel pretty confused.
I appreciate confusion, man. Condition.
Right, informed is that you've.
Yeah, that's the one.
If your roll is failed, instead you consider it a success. If it succeeds, the roll is considered an exceptional success. Right. So, yeah. So I suppose well, anyway, it's an exceptional success. So, yeah. Basically, everyone who lives here, it's a bit of a utopia. There's other parts of the planet, but you get the impression that everyone on Earth is like this. But you don't get any technical specifications of how that is. These people clearly have their food all delivered to them from somewhere. They're not really sure where it is, but this is perfection. Everyone seems kind of unaware of what they are. Like, you don't seem to encounter anyone who's an official or part of the infrastructure, as it were. All you get is either people that are frolicking, drinking wine, or these two types of scientists, pre-Gnostic and post-Gnostic. And the pre-Gnostic are the ones that decide what questions to ask Apollo, and the post-Gnostic ones work out what the answers mean and how to best milk it out of it. And yeah, the feeling is that this is Earth in the distant future. It's risen to perfection, but yeah, no mention of any aliens or any other planets or any technology, really. It's just, like I say, and most of the questions seem to be, philosophy, and arguably pointless ones. Like you're saying, the ones that you'd want to know, who are we, where did we come from? No one's asking that sort of thing. It's more, if a man was to have 1,000 seeds of grain and another man had, stupid, pointless, hypothetical questions, really.
Oh, here's one. Can I give you an example of one that I actually posted online? If everybody in the world ignored you on purpose, if everyone just decided the next tomorrow everyone's going to ignore you, are you then justified in killing everyone because they've effectively killed you? Is that the sort of pointless question we're talking about?
Yeah, that'd be a good one. I'd have a debating for ages, yeah. Yeah.
No is the answer. How many grains make a
How many what? How many grains?
How many grains make a heap?
Yeah, no, that's been suggested as a cluster of academics who feel that should be one of the questions.
How many grains make a heap, man? That's a good one.
Well, because I mean, you could have like a handful of grains. That's not a heap, but you add more grains. At some point, it becomes a heap. But at what point? This is the question.
But are we talking from the perspective of a man or the perspective of a mouse? Do they have animals here? Is there animals frolicking around as well?
Yeah. There's the odd squirrel, birds, rabbits.
Nice animals.
Yeah. Don't see any rats or moths or anything like that.
Oh, thank God for that. Although
I reckon 3 rice grains make a heap.
If they're arranged in the right way.
Yeah. So you've got 2 side by side.
Yeah.
And then one sits on the top.
Well, there you go. You solved the problem. It's been.
No, man, that's a radical viewpoint on the debate, man. There's other schools of thought on this, man.
Are you having this conversation in game?
Well, why not? Yeah, if the sort of stuff's coming up.
I mean, as you do, you notice after this point, there's a couple of people sort of listening, nodding, stroking their chins. One of them's got a beard that they're trying, yes, no, he's got a point.
What say you, man? How many grains would make a heap?
Oh, you see, he sort of looks around and sees, a couple of people turn to look at him. Well, yes, I suppose that's the eternal question, is it not? How many grains of knowledge can a man hold in his head? He sort of looks around. He realizes it's a bit of a pointless comment. Didn't really answer the question, but it sounded, reasonable. And people are nodding. Yes, oh, yes.
Oh, gosh, yes. Another question. Go on the list for Apollo, I'm sure.
Yes, perhaps. Are you a philosopher, my friend?
Yes, indeed, I am. But the heap question is the one that's on the table, friend. Save the number. Do you agree with this man here? He says only 3.
It is a worthy position to uphold. Are you a philosopher, my friend?
Yes. I'd also argue that knowledge and grains could be interchanged here, because to claim any sort of knowledge, I believe a man should have at least 3 areas that he knows deeply about.
Yes, no, this is good.
Your academic come through there.
Yeah, give us a presence and academic sense.
Yeah.
Yes, let me see now. Presence and academics, you say?
I see. The man who goes unseen.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's just see what the general crowd. Oh, hang on. Yes, well, so someone sees a flaw in your logic and leaps upon it. Let me just see how good his counter argument is, though. Yeah, he's
successful.
Yeah. There are more than 3 areas a man needs to know about, my friend. Unless, of course, you are happy frolicking in the fields. There's a bit of a laugh from the. You can see everyone here is a bit more academic looking.
But surely, if history has taught us anything, is that the more areas man pursues, the more he corrupts. And then he focuses on just 3, frolicking, fucking, and drinking. He can't go wrong. I'm trying to pick out, my friend.
Yeah, give us a roll. Let's give us a presence and politics. Then, have you got some politics?
No, I've got no politics, man.
Oh, right.
I can
subterfuge. Then go. Let's try and blag.
And can I put my spin doctor into this?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's +1. No, man, you come across just like an idiot. if you're like your friend.
Yeah, well, you can see this guy. He's, your typical sort of Greek philosopher-looking type, bit bald, bit of a beard. He's sort of getting himself a bit of a crowd off there. So he's thinking about it. He's going to come in for the kill. I mean, this is the lamest philosophical discussion that's ever taken place. But he has got one success. So,
feel like Jeremy in that Peep show where he's in that guy's house who hasn't got a telly. The professor, the history professor.
Oh yeah,
and he's like, "You've just got these books, and what do they mean? You've never seen 4 weddings."
He's getting quite a few people nodding around him. Yes, perhaps I should present my theories to the questionarium.
No, I bow to your superior knowledge. What is your name?
My name is...
Before I am tempted to give you one myself.
My name is Daedalus.
Daedalus, eh?
Yes.
Can I attempt to outwit Daedalus with wits and academics? I'm sticking with my 3 pillars argument here.
Go on then. He's going to use his intelligence and academics to...
The 3 pillars of mind, body, and soul are the only 3.
I see.
A well-rounded man. The COVID.
This is not also so, my friend, that other pillars exist, such as mathematics and art. Yes. The man needs to understand if he is to stand before Apollo and ask questions of a god.
Yes.
My friend, yes.
I'm making notes, Daedalus. Don't worry, I'm writing all this down.
Yes, well...
Feels like a rather labyrinthine argument to me, but suit yourself.
No. You can learn a lot when you study the pre-Gnostic sciences like I have. And
Daedalus, have you asked Apollo a question before?
Not yet, but who knows? Perhaps.
This is your can we help with your campaign? Maybe we can learn from you, Daedalus. You seem like such an amazing guy.
Oh, that is indeed. I am an amazing guy. Perhaps, yes, you could help me if you feel.
I've never heard a man cut through someone's arguments like that. My friend Simeon here didn't have a chance. He's a master debater.
Yes.
But it is true. You're an amazing intellect.
Well, you are very astute students. Yes, I hadn't considered standing, but perhaps, yes, with the backing of people who have learned from my teaching, the rest of the school will see how intelligent I am. Yes.
Soon the rest of the people here will realize how much superior you are to them in intellect. You tower above these mere mortals.
Yes. Judaius is right.
Well, yes, you are right. We need to tell the people that Daedalus speaks for them, and he is a wise man. You think you could do that? Could you speak to the townsfolk?
You know what? I don't know anything about politics, Daedalus, but I've got a feeling once the people have heard me speak about you, they'll want to.
Well, I believe the names have to be in by tomorrow, so perhaps if you could win over a few people, this would be a...
Names have to be in by tomorrow, eh? Don't worry. I look at Daedalus. I look into his eyes. What are you saying?
What do you do?
Because that's what I need to know, so we need to protect that at all costs if you're going to become elected. No one needs...
How are you looking into people's eyes? What are you doing?
I'm just looking, man.
Oh, okay.
It's
that thing anyway.
I kept it from my last one.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. It's just I've got that now because I am a Cobalt, Cobalus. So I thought that was a thing rather than
So you're both looking into his eyes then.
Might as well.
Go on, I'll let you see, Jedias.
Yeah, well, it's a new experience for me.
Yeah, I suppose his worst vice is dishonesty. He'd lie to get ahead, and he'd even tell a lie that put people in harm's way if it furthered his aims. Yeah, but he doesn't get much chance to do that really.
Will lie at all costs.
That was me thinking it was arrogance.
But yeah, he explains that in sort of 3 days' time, Apollo's going to come down, and tomorrow there's going to be a vote. People need to put their names in who want to stand. It's usually sort of people that have been kind of groomed for it. The heads of the pre-Gnostic schools usually get a chance, but anyone can stand. And every now and again, a sort of minor academic like him would stand, but it's not common. But if he's got his
What's the question you want to ask Apollo? Because this is crucial in swaying the minds of the people.
Oh yes, of course.
Is it the heap question?
The heap question. We'll go with the heap questions. Yes, we will ask about the heap. We will ask about the 3 pillars, and perhaps ask,
How many questions do you get?
3 questions.
3 questions.
3 pillars, 3 questions.
What about questions about women? Don't people like those sorts of questions?
Questions about what? Sorry, women.
About women and sex. That's what people want, man. That's what people want to know about.
Oh, I'm afraid not. It's usually questions about science and philosophy.
But if the people get to decide who gets to ask the question, maybe we should appeal to their baser instincts in order to get elected.
People of Athena don't have such base questions for their god.
No, maybe it could be an intelligent question.
What about the question, is this the real life?
Or is it just fantasy?
Exactly.
What about the sex one, which is like, whose actually orgasm is actually better, a man's or a woman's? Because you'll never know.
No, that is true.
Yes, I do not think these are appropriate for...
In the Greek, there was a guy that spent some time as a man and some time as a woman, and he got in trouble for his answer.
Oh, right.
Oh, that's true. There was. I can't remember.
He answered it. He said 9/10 the man, but the last 10 the woman's is basically the best. And then someone got really vexed with him. I can't remember what happened, but it'd been a woman it'd been a man, then a woman, then a man again.
Right.
Yeah.
And how did they do this? Is this in the Greek time?
Gods were messing with him, and
Yeah.
But yeah, we have the answers. They're there in the pages of history. Apollo would know instantly. And he'd say a woman's.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but your question about the real world, it's a little vague, my friend, but you're getting there. No, you get the crowds on your side, man. Leave the questions for me, yes. Yes, he's Daedalus his time.
Okay, well that doesn't sound like a bad idea. I've got this ringleader thing where I can basically, if a crowd's already kind of up for something, I can very briefly sort of take over and get them going in the direction that we want. So if we want them all to vote that this guy asked the questions,
I can turn against his enemies, man. I can incriminate them, or I can depress them, make them feel defeated or undermined.
Right, well, we shouldn't have any problem fixing it so that this guy steps up and asks the questions.
Actually, I spell that incrimate, which I don't even know is a proper word. And I can impersonate people as well, so we can kill someone and I can take over them. But that's the ideal scenario.
Who's making the strange 8-bit mothership being destroyed sound?
I don't know.
Yeah, there is an I don't know.
Yeah, I can hear the sort of
A mothership being destroyed.
If you can't hear it, it's you. That's the one.
Yeah. Yeah, same rule as farting.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything right. Do you want me to reboot?
No, I don't think you need to reboot. I just think you're occasionally destroying an 80s mothership.
Yeah. Yeah, stop playing Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything, man. I'm literally looking at you guys, looking at my character sheet in front of me.
You're disquieting us, man.
Right, so yeah, you've got a couple of. Well, it's tomorrow the vote, and all the candidates will be standing there. Maybe give a bit of a final speech. So that will be the time to.
Sorry, just remind me, Jim. What was this guy's vice? The Daedalus.
His vice, I suppose, his vice is sort of power, but he'd lie to get what he wants. He's quite happy at lying.
Even if
even if it means hurting people with his lies. That would be the worst thing he could do. We'll just wait for. Actually, while we're waiting for his return, I'll go on. I'll be just 2 minutes myself.
It's just me and you, Simeon.
Oh, has G5 collapsed again?
Yeah, Jedias is back, man.
All right.
I'll have to come up with a name for myself that sounds Greek. Because we can't just go with Stu and Jed.
Oh, hang on a second. What's happening here? What's happening? Can I hear? No.
Oh, we've lost G5. Oh, we've lost him completely.
Down completely tonight, man, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Well, just to piss on your chips slightly, give us Azoth rolls. Let's see how.
Yeah. Our chips do need to be moistened, man.
Oh.
Slightly.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a weak man. He's
Vinegary chips. Oh.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Oh, well, man, no, my chips are dry, man.
Oh, God, your chips are getting wetter and wetter, S1.
Yeah, my chips are quite juicy.
Yeah, well, give us another. Oh, no, it's 3. God, I keep doing that. Yeah. G5, how are your chips? Your chips in the room?
One sec. I'll let you know.
Can't bring yourself to put your hand in the bag.
Whoa. Oh, there you go.
There you go, G.
Pretty good.
Winning, man.
Yeah. Well, you've left a sour taste in his mouth, S1. There's something not right about you. But yeah, he wanders back in to this big building that they're all coming out of, the pre-Gnostic library. So are you going to start spreading the good word of Daedalus's campaign?
Yeah, I think given that I'm causing a bit of...
1 second.
So I might try, when there's a crowd, I'll just do my ringleader thing. I think I'm kind of caused enough disquiet. I might just take a back seat for a bit.
Right.
And save the flourish for the crowd.
That'd probably be a good idea. Save all that for when it's time to vote to get maximum effects out of it.
Yeah.
I also have an idea for one. I need to be on the day when they're all stood up there, man. I can depress and defeat the other candidates, man, which basically means with defeat, man, the guy, they just suddenly feel worthless and they surrender to any aggression. It'll just be like someone just freezing on the podium, man, and just thinking, what the fuck am I doing this for, man? These guys are all hey, I'm not worthy of this. So that'll mean whatever Daedalus says, he'll end up standing out.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, yeah, I can only do it to so many people. But
when you say so many, how many's that?
Well, how many? Well, I don't. Basically, I'm burning a lot of pyros doing it. So it's just about not going too sick with that. But as much pyros
for the flourish.
So I assume maybe like 4 people. I could probably.
Right.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, you reckon there's probably going to be quite a few people here, maybe a couple of hundred. So.
Or a couple of hundred all going to be elected. Bloody hell.
No, oh, sorry. No, is that who you can depress?
Yeah.
There's probably going to be.
That's the candidates I'm going for.
Right. Yeah. Sorry. No, there's probably going to be about 100 people. A couple of hundred people in the crowd. Yeah. You reckon there's going to be about 4 people standing? So that'll be enough to depress the 3 non-Daedalus characters. How many people can you ringlead? S1.
So let's have a look. With a standard success, it does right. So it doesn't. The distillation needs 1 success per target to be affected in order to be successful, and it doesn't function on fewer than 3 targets. Though the Promethean can count her throng amongst them as long as they at least pretend to agree.
Right.
So as long as these two are sort of, one time, then there's at least 2 people in with me, whether they believe in me or not. If the player reaches the target number of successes, the targets follow the Lightbringer's lead. But an exceptional success, you can influence the crowd for the remainder of the scene.
What was that with an exceptional success?
Yeah, it's written really weird. So she can cause if the player reaches the target number of successes, the targets follow the Lightbringer's lead. If the crowd had been threatening violence, the Promethean can defuse the situation or change the target. Can cause the crowd to disperse or to make it worse. So it's extended rolls. 1 roll per turn, variable successes needed.
Right.
So I think if I can sort of influence, if I can ringlead the ringleaders.
Yeah. So you need to get sort of some other people on board, really. You need to get a campaign team, really, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, you can see there are people. Like what was his name again? Samaritus.
He'll help, man. He's helpful.
Yeah, and you can see, I take it, you're taking a bit of time to observe what's going on here. You can see Samaritus. There is other helpful people. He's obviously, there's a crew of them that, every so often they'll meet up and exchange stories and then go back out there helping, a bit like at a music festival, helping up, drugged up teenagers that have lost their way.
We've still not spoke to a drugged up teenager who's just arrived and where they've come from. No, that should be on the to-do list.
Yeah, well, that was an option at the start, but we spoke to the wise.
No, yeah, but it's it's not an adventure playbook. We don't have to go back to that page. We can just do it now.
I think we should speak to some of the others in case they fellow Prometheans. And but what questions do we want Daedalus to ask? Because that could be a selling point to fellow lost souls like ourselves. I mean, I think what are we doing here, or something along those lines, is going to be an attractive question for any newcomers to want the answer to, isn't it?
Could well be, yeah.
Is Stephen going to be able to ask more than one question?
3 questions.
Yeah.
3 questions, thank you. Sorry.
So, how many grains in the heap? Are we definitely keeping that one? Is that the key question? Is that
It's 3, man. I'm
thinking,
satisfied
maybe
with
one.
my answer.
Simeon?
I think we should. Because
How many grains?
I think we should have at least one question, which is satisfy the the sort of the geeks
Mm.
who are expecting a certain kind of question, and then maybe one question. Do you know what I mean?
One for the newbies.
Yeah. I'm with you. Okay, how many grains are in a heap?
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
that's the first one. So the second one, we're going for a big brainer. Is that going to be about the three elements of man?
Don't see why not. And then the third one is this the real life?
Or is this just fantasy? Caught in it.
Well, it's up to you what you want to plan the questions to be. You'll obviously have to pitch them to Daedalus because he seemed like he had his own ideas. But as you found out, although he managed to best you guys in, like I say, one of the most boring philosophical debates, the lowest scoring, as it were. He's not, he's not the strongest of world guys, you reckon, So just to sort of put the options out there for you again, you can go and do that now and put the questions to him. You can find a drugged up teenager or speak to Samaritus and his team of helpful people.
Or
how
about we kill Daedalus and I become Daedalus? Because I can already speak like him. I've listened to him for over a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I can then touch him and become him in a deep cover. The only problem is I'm going to be so involved in this, I'm going to forget who I actually am. And I might not snap out of it.
Are you any good at
Does
philosophy stuff? Are you better than Daedalus at this philosophy stuff? I mean, are we replacing him with the village idiot here? Or?
No, you're replacing him with the snake in the grass, who can basically make all his opponents feel terrible and can just outshine them just by literally standing up and going, you know what? I am Daedalus. I speak for the newcomers. I speak for the old mind. Here are the questions Apollo must hear. I've got a bit more presence. I've got persuasion. It's just I haven't got much expression, man. I hope there's like a microphone or something.
The thing is, you're going to stand on that middle thing there, surrounded by Pandorans, aren't you? And you're inevitably going to be having to drop your pyros into your expression or your presence or whatever it is you need. I think bat monsters are going to come to life and tear you to pieces. Or tear the god to pieces. I mean, that'd be worth seeing, but...
Oh, yeah. That'll be a win. That'll be a win.
You'll be like, oh, shit.
Well, you know what? Because my theory...
weakness.
I've got a theory about what's going on here.
Go on.
Well, I was right about the Dyson Sphere. I think Apollo is a supercomputer who's looking after the people, like a benevolent supercomputer.
A program of lengthy logistical order. That's his name. We've figured out his trick. Now we just need Pandorans to tear him apart.
I like it.
Or we could be tragically wrong. I mean, I like your plan of body snatching. I think that's a pretty good plan that I could get behind if it weren't for the fact that you're going to stand in the middle of a circle of monsters. Shall we find a drugged up teenager? Because if they're fellow Prometheans, we're going to be able to ringlead and whip this crowd real easy. I mean, we don't know anything about the newcomers. We're the only newcomers we've
great
met,
metaphor.
and all three of us are Prometheans.
Okay.
Yeah, well, if that's what you want to do, there are people looking lost and confused.
Hey there, my friend. You look lost.
Yeah, there's a woman sort of sat under a tree. Oh, hello.
Hi.
I'm afraid I seem to be lost.
Where were you last? What was the last thing you remember before you got here?
I'm not sure. It's all so hazy. I think I might have been here before, you know. It all seems familiar yet strange and different, if you know what I mean. Do you know?
Can you remember a river?
Not unless you mean this one, but no river. I remember.
A corridor? A long corridor? Ring any bells?
No. This place, it seems familiar, but I can't remember anything.
Who are your parents? Do you remember your parents?
Parent, I don't know. I mean, I remember I must have had parents.
That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yes, I couldn't have got here without them. Come to think of it, I can't remember anything of my childhood.
Well, you're in a place called Athenia.
Oh, yes.
Does that ring any bells? Yeah.
Isabel, yes.
Yes. And you want to vote for Daedalus tomorrow.
Daedalus.
Daedalus, yes.
A vote. It seems to
He's the one who answers the real questions for newcomers before you get sucked in.
Why are we here?
And who answers these questions?
The god Apollo himself, apparently.
Apollo. Yes, that is right. Apollo, he looks after us. I remember now. This is Athenia. Yes. Oh, God. That was worrying for a moment.
Is this something you think that happens now and again? You just forget who you are?
I can't remember if it's ever happened before, but no, I think I know. Yes, it's all coming back to me. My name is Cassandra. Yes. Yes, of course, Athena. Where else would it be?
And who's your husband?
Do
you have a husband, Cassandra?
My husband, I do not have a husband. I have not taken a groom yet.
Rodineus.
Rodney, he has courted me for many years. But I have often spurned his advances. Are you married, my friend? What is
do you ever have visions? Do
I have what, my friend?
Do you ever have visions of predictions of what might happen in the future?
I can't say I do. I can barely see the past. What are your names, gentlemen?
I am Socratu.
You're Socratu. Strange, I have a memory of it being something different, but yes, Socratu.
This is Simeon and Judaeus.
My name is Castor. Get it right.
Castor, and you, third man who's not
Simon or Simeon to friends.
Oh,
Simeon for short.
I shall call you Simeon, Castor, and Socrates. Okay. Well, thank you for your help, gentlemen. Perhaps we could share a bottle of wine tonight at the feast.
Oh, yes. I'd love to come along with you, Cassandra, as your partner, as your guest or whatever.
Yes, Socratu is very charming.
No, you know what? No, actually, I am. Actually, I'm going to try and chat her up. I've
Are
got
you
this.
gonna, is this like a genuine chat up, or are you trying to, is it a pickup artist style thing?
No, this is my seduce thing, man. Where, yeah, I just basically make her fall in love with me.
Right, okay.
It's douche, and that's it. She's swooning.
Right, is that with your Azoth? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But she needs to write. This is versus her resolve and Azar.
Oh, right, okay. Um.
Don't spurn me, lady.
Oh no, she
You're
backs
burning
her.
Paula.
You are a flirt, are you not, Socrates? What does that give us? So the swoon.
Swoon condition.
Let me just have a quick look for that. See.
I think I might have a condition.
Oh, why?
Swooned.
Burning Paula, there are you?
Flies in her stomach.
Creating disquiet over a large area.
Well, yeah, we're gonna see if she's got some weird fetish for the dead in a second when you make an Azoth roll. But what is it? Sorry, butterflies in her stomach.
And butterflies in the stomach. She can have multiple instances of this conflict, reflecting affection for multiple characters. Right, but yeah. Minus 2 rolls. She suffers a -2 to any rolls that would adversely affect the object of her affection. The object of her affection gains +2 on any social rolls against her.
Oh, right.
If the object of the swoon is attempting social maneuvering on the swoon character, the impression level is considered 1 high.
Right. Very good. Well, I shall see you at the feast tonight. I will keep my eyes open for you. And she follows off.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so there's going to be a feast in town tonight. That's seems to be a usual thing.
Right, we go to the feast. Oh, you know what? Maybe this was a bad idea, pissing around with Cassandra. But at least I've done that. Take that off. I've got some in condition.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got someone to sit next to if you choose to go to the feast.
Well, we killed Daedalus after the feast, and I'll be coming in the morning. Or let the real Daedalus go up onto the podium.
Right. I suppose before she runs off, do you say anything about Daedalus? Now she's coming back round. I mean, she galloped off pretty quickly, but if you want to carry on.
Oh, and don't forget, tell your friends about Daedalus and my friends here. Vote Daedalus. See Simeon and Castor at the feast tonight.
I see. I shall see if any of my lady friends wish to join me. She giggled.
Castor Judias. It's funny.
Okay, so yeah, that's your plan then? Is S2's going to take the place of Daedalus?
Potentially.
We know our plans are always fluid, man, which means it's very difficult for you to plan ahead for us.
I mean, if Daedalus likes our questions, then, he's probably moving towards the going to live category. And if he doesn't like our questions, then he might be going for another dip in the river before he comes back here again.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen from me being on here, man?
I don't know, 6 super monsters can pounce all at once and tear you to pieces before me and G5 react.
That could be quite well.
I mean, there's okay.
I mean, you'll be back with Michael quick enough, so you can at least take him a message. Like you could tell him they tore your red belt to pieces in their teeth. We need your skateboard now, or whatever it is.
Okay, right. Yeah, I've got to remember about Michael, man. That's something we need to achieve.
This one, is definitely coming for you, man. This sausage dude's going to have you rapping.
Oh, the sausage dude,
A
man.
ram eater. Obviously, a ram eater.
It is, exactly. So what are you doing then? Are you going to go and speak to Daedalus again and see?
Yeah, let's go and get Daedalus out for the feast, man. We need to get him out. He needs to be the light and soul.
You get the impression it's one of them things that everyone's going to be there, so
Yeah.
you wait for the peace. The sun starts to go down. The streets are
Daedalus.
starting to fill with tables of food and that sort of thing. People bringing out carafes of wine and giving it out. And you can see it's kind of a cooperative thing. Again, there's no sort of real slaves or any organization. Just people are sort of bringing out, the stuff as and when it's needed. The people are bringing out the tables set up, and it's there for when the food comes. Everything's running really smoothly in town, and people start drinking and frolicking. You see Daedalus there talking to a few people. He's clearly announced his candidacy, and it's being met with mixed reception. Actually, again, a little bit more piss on the chips. Let's have your Azoth roll S2 for how Cassandra felt when you gave her that final wink.
Oh, yeah, I'll piss on the chips, man.
She is very weak-willed.
See how accurate your piss is.
Oh.
Oh, the acrid piss.
Yeah.
It's like dark, very dark.
Yeah, it's gonna be brown, man.
She's got some strange feelings, strange thoughts going through her head. How can she be so in love with someone who revolts her so much? What does it mean?
Could be a question for Apollo.
Yeah, she might want to ask why. Why do I love him yet fear him at the same time? Is that what's been wrong with all the previous relationship? They haven't made the skin crawl.
Yeah.
Who knows? Anyway, so there's Daedalus. He sort of looks at you from across the crowd. He makes eye contact with US1 and then quickly changes to the other two and nods and waves and carries on. Whatever it is he says.
Vote Daedalus! Vote Daedalus! I shout out in a dandyish way.
He seems as he hears that, he kind of sort of laughs. Oh yes, here they are, my students. I told you. They do embarrass me, but apparently I've inspired them so much they asked me to stand. See a couple of guys.
No one's persuaded by my.
Would now be a time to do a bit of ringleading? Would this be the appropriate time to say, yes, of course, the Master Daedalus?
It will be a good time, yeah.
Because Daedalus is going to be on board, even though he thinks I'm a creep. He's going to believe it. My two throng mates are going to back me up, so I've got that side of things covered.
Well, I'm not helping you there, I'm afraid. You can't take.
It's all right. You've only got to pretend. You don't even have to believe a word I'm saying. You just have to nod and one time. Okay, so let's have a look at the ringleader. It could be the time to. Okay, so I need a presence, socialize, and Azoth. Now, as this is costing me Pyros, gonna dump more Pyros into it to really amp it up.
Yes.
Right, well, I'm gonna put 3 Pyros into it, and I'm gonna put some willpower into it.
Okay.
So that's 12 dice.
Right, okay.
12 dice. So hang on, I may as well just go on the specialist, the advanced dice roller.
I think so, yeah. And it's basically one person per success that you're getting, is it?
I think so, yeah.
But yeah, you've already got 3 people on board. Well, yeah.
Daedalus, the man with all the questions, the wisest amongst us, our new master.
Ooh.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, 110 though, so.
Yeah. 3.
Yes, that about 3 people sort of are convinced by him. Like, yes, Daedalus, he is. A bit of fresh blood, that's what we've needed. These other scientists are getting too stuffy. It's the same questions every year. Yes, Daedalus, he's the man. That was 3 different people who all sounded exactly the same. Not just one guy.
I'll sort of slink into the background now because I'm aware that I may have caused some other ill-desired effects. So I'm going to quickly retreat to the fringes now.
That seems like a good idea. Can I just ask how much Pyros has been spent altogether in this game now? So we've just had 3 from you. S1.
I spent 2.
Spent 2.
I haven't spent any.
You don't spend it, right? Okay, yeah, that was still it.
I've been waiting, observing other people spending their Pyros.
I've just been writing it down.
Right, yeah, people seem to be won over by that, and there's a bit of a, well, 3 people, isn't it, have been, but these seem to be, people of at least some influence. So the word's getting round that Daedalus is the man. Did anybody else have anything that they could do at this point to win over some people, or I know you've got your deflating.
Well,
G5 a provocateur.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you what I could do. I mean, I don't know. So I've got I have Plague of Desire.
Yeah, I know. I've got this as well. It's
Yeah, you're familiar with this. So this relies on there being somebody who is charismatic, somebody with a lot of presence here. So basically, I can whip everyone up into a frenzy, so that they all just follow the most charismatic person in the room, or the person with the highest presence.
All right.
Well,
I suppose
is that going to be Daedalus?
It might not technically be Daedalus, I suppose, but it would be, I suppose we could say it was Daedalus because he's the one everyone's paying attention to.
Well, it could be me, man, and I could pump up my. If I become Daedalus, I could pump up my a presence with Pyros.
I've spent 6. Sorry, I said 3 a minute ago. I've got that wrong. It was 3 for the power and 3 to amp up my abilities.
Okay, that's fine. I'm
going to whip up the Plague of Desire.
Yeah.
I reckon we do that on the day, man. You know what? Let's just burn Pyros tomorrow.
Let's burn some more Pyros tomorrow.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, should we just mingle in this?
Oh, it's happening.
Is that, do you spend Pyros to get that working?
That's 3 Pyros. Right, so shall I just explain what happened there?
Yeah.
Am I looking at the right page? Don't think I am. Oh. 1 second. I'll have it.
Even I stayed away from doing this when I had this power.
Everyone in the immediate... Right, so everyone in the immediate vicinity whose composure isn't higher than the number of successes rolled loses their inhibitions. Rather than acting as individuals, those affected tend to polarize around the strongest personalities. Actions taken while under the influence of this alembic can lead to breaking points if extreme enough. But that won't happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyone with a composure that isn't higher than 2.
Right. So everyone with the 2 or lower composures sort of compelled to vote Daedalus, basically, yeah? Yeah, is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
They completely lose their inhibitions.
Right. But I assume that means...
Yeah, that is not really...
Yeah, they're not like stripping naked in the street and that, but
That's my interpretation of that. That's why I stood away. Kept away.
Yeah, that's not what it says in the... That's not what it says in the text.
Yeah. Yeah, there's... well, let me see. Let me just see. I'm going to roll... Go on, I'm just going to roll the D100 and see how many people have gathered around listening, and we'll say about 2... Oh, right, it's quite a crowd. Well, I'll tell you what, let's round it off. 8 to 80 people, 60 people have been won over to Daedalus. They've decided, they're going to win. So you've got 60 peons and 3 academics convinced that Daedalus is the man. Right. So
I think it's probably fair to say that they're quite sort of fiercely convinced.
Yeah, it is. And I suppose you won't know this for a bit of time. And like you say, sometimes more dramatic things can take over. But as the night goes on, these 6 people are starting a bit of a movement. And it's one of them things that, hang on, it is some guy that, yeah, he's an academic, but why is he suddenly stepping into the mix? Normally it is like, you're groomed to become the guy who asks the questions, and it's pretty much decided. But this is a guy who relatively outside.
Populist.
Yeah, so suddenly he's the man. He's serious questions. These kind of arty-farty philosophy questions. That's what we need. Daedalus cuts to the chase. He asks what should be asked. And he's, he needs your vote. Yeah, it seems to have quite caught on and captured the imagination. And I mean, like with any...
No, do I see Sandra at the feast, or does she avoid me?
Well, you can do in a sec, yeah, if that's what you want to do.
I'll just... Before I forget.
Right. Yeah, so like with any other election, you're not going to get 100% turnout anyway. So the fact that he's got, there's 1,000 people voting or eligible to vote, as it were, 60 people's already quite a healthy amount, but it starts to spread. And yeah, you can see Cassandra's there. She's got 3 friends with her. She sort of sees you and, a part smile, part terror crosses her eyes. But whatever it is, she's compelled to you through the crowd. So, Kratos, I knew you would come, and your friends. Let me introduce you. This is Esmena and Jocasta. Hello.
Oh, hello, ladies.
Yes, ladies, this is Socrates, the one I was telling you about, and this is Castor and Simon, or Simeon, as he likes to be called.
And Castor sometimes is known as Judaeus as well. Yes. Thank you for bringing your friends, Cassandra, for my friends. How very lovely and thoughtful.
Yes.
No one will feel the gooseberry now, like the colour of my cravat.
Exactly, yes. You 3 are dressed very strange. There's certainly something about the 3 of you.
We're setting new trends, and we've managed to start quite a movement tonight to support Daedalus.
Ah, yes, your friend you were telling me about.
Now all I'm looking to do is do some cavorting and enjoy the rest of the evening.
You see the 2 girls giggle, and Cassandra again, it's this strange mix of joy and terror that comes across her face whenever she thinks. Part of her wants to run away screaming, and the other part wants to run into your arms.
I'm trying to think of the right actor, man. Who's got that face?
It's a bit like drinking a pint of cider, I reckon, you know?
Yeah. Exactly. Or like going on a roller coaster. It's that idea. This is going to be fucking awful, but that's kind of the point, you know. It's sort of going to see a horror film. It's like, yes, it's making my skin crawl, but that's what I wanted to do when I went in. I knew what I was getting.
Isn't it more like I'm going to go and get some drugs off a guy, but he's probably going to want to sleep with me, and that's horrible. But I'll get the drugs for free.
I suppose, yeah, in a way, yeah.
Well,
you sound like you're in for a romantic evening. I'm going to go for Jocasta because I think Castor and Jocasta could get very confusing. I'm gonna. I noticed in my picture I was smoking a pipe.
Let's have a look at yours. It does, yes. Indeed, there is a pipe being smoked.
oh yeah, very much so with your glowing hand.
That's a disquieting smile.
It is. That is the face of an alluring creep.
Yeah, a predator.
Yeah, yeah, definitely a predator. The sort of person that all of your friends warn you against.
Right. I think G5's doing something disquieting.
I don't know. He's got the look of a Colin Farrell there.
Yeah, although I think he's going for his knife.
Yeah.
Why would you put your hand there?
The knife's just tucked under there, man, and his hand's sliding in for his concealed weapon.
Why are you wearing one glove, or is that just...
No, I've just got a
Yeah, I think
strangely
that's
glowing hand.
It's just a point of pyros.
Yeah.
Light the pipe.
Yeah, I'm going to pack my pipe, and basically I'm going to,
You're
encourage her
vaping.
to have a smoke and a rest and a drink of wine. Pipe and wine go together very well. Nice smoke and a drink. Talk about a heap of rice.
What's with the ethnic jewellery that's G5's wearing there, man?
Oh, he's well travelled.
It actually doesn't look unlike the jewel. Oh, can I? Let me. Who can I get back to? Yeah, standard Rigelian. If you look at her tassels.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Rigelian jewellery, man.
Yeah, and the Rigelians were inspired by human society. So yeah, you're not looking as out of place as you'd think.
I see how it's all one seamless story.
Right, so right, go on then. Let's see how creeped out these young ladies are of you. S2 and G5. Let's have your S1. Sorry, yeah.
I'm not ready.
So this is very smooth pipe weed. It will go well with the wine.
I'm speaking.
Pipe. Oh dear. I'm not sure I like this pipe of yours. G5, what does...
Look at my ethnic jewellery.
Cassandra, we're feeling...
G5, we'll have a gentleman's agreement, a bit of a nod and a wink where, we may have picked the wrong partner here.
Right, you're going to swap seats and see if that works.
Yeah. Say, would you like to try the smooth pipe weed?
Yes, let me swap seats quickly. And yes, let me swap seats as well. Right, go on then.
Yes.
So you
Oh, very smooth.
Very smooth. Oh, hang on. That is smooth. That was what was her name? The other woman.
I think that's
What? What was that? Sorry, G5. What was it? Isma.
Yeah,
Ismene.
Ismay or something.
Ismay. Yeah, that's how it's
right.
pronounced. Good.
Esmina in
Esmina.
Jakarta. I wrote it down.
Was it Ismena?
Yeah, sounds good. I'll call her Ismay. You know, I'm getting a bit
Yeah.
familiar.
Yeah, Ismay. Yeah, she likes the pipe smoke smooth. Let me try that again. That's very nice.
Excellent. Right, I'm all right.
G5, what does Jocasta think of you? Oh, our names are so similar, are they not? Perhaps it is a sign from Apollo.
they are. It's like we were somehow meant to meet and have this chat.
Oh, perhaps though I am feeling awfully faint. Maybe we could catch this up another time. Oh, I see my friends over there. You will excuse me, will you not? Yeah, sorry, she's a little weak of will, but yeah,
Whatever.
is mean as
Fucking under.
taken with you. You carry on for a few. Are you staying up late, frolicking?
Oh, yeah. Plenty of frolicking wine and smooth tobacco, man.
Well,
I keep an eye on Daedalus, man. When he's heading home, we follow Daedalus.
Well, he's holding court now. He's having a great night. About midnight, you see. Give us wits and composure, everyone. See if you notice
Keep an eye on
if
10.
you're taken up in the moment.
I'm sharp, man.
You're sharp.
I'm sharp.
Worst case.
Yeah. G5, are you sharp?
We've all made that role, haven't we, in nightclubs? Shit, where is everybody?
Yeah.
1 second.
What's happening?
Oh.
They were getting a taxi half an hour ago, and he's still here.
Oh yeah, you guys notice there's something on the sort of the edge of this crowd, or at the field. There's some guy who looks, like an average sort of older guy, maybe in his 50s. He's going around, sort of trying to get people's attention, and they're all pushing him away. They're not interested. They're interested in Daedalus, but he seems quite, perturbed by something. And
let's go and find out what he wants.
You, sir.
Say, friend, you want to try some smooth pipe weed?
Oh, not tonight. I have.
What's on your mind, friend? You look troubled.
I have to speak to the questioners. There's a question we need to ask.
What is it?
I've just come from the observatory. There's something important we have to ask.
Well, maybe Daedalus could ask it. He's the most likely to be elected. There's been quite a movement, but we're his campaign team. Surely his question is a winner. We're the people you want to tell him, and we can speak to Daedalus.
Yeah, perfect. Yes, this sounds good. I have come from the observatory. The stars have appeared. I have seen them with my eyes. Why, we need to ask what this means. This is important.
Well, this is the second question, the one for the boffins that we talked about, because I've actually not wrote anything down for that. I've actually only got 2 questions. I don't say this like I just sort of mutter it.
Mm-hmm.
How far away is this observatory, friend?
About a mile up the road.
Can we come? You're saying stars are spontaneously appearing?
They have appeared tonight. They've not been here before. I watched the stars. You come with me. He starts taking you out of town.
I want to see this.
Yes.
Oh, do you actually think this is important?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's very important.
Stars. They have appeared. I watch every night, study the planets. Of course, the stars are the ancient history. We have not seen them for, millions of years, according to Apollo. But they have appeared. I have seen them. I have counted them. 42 stars. They are here tonight. They weren't here before.
Oh, shit.
I can promise you that.
The 42 stars for the 42 gods.
Don't say anything out loud.
You're mistaken, my friend. There is but one God.
Of
Great
course.
Apollo. Come, he takes this to this. It's again a sort of Greek style building on top of a hill. As you'd imagine, a story, just a sort of a dome top tower with a big telescope. I mean, it's a bit of a strange looking brass telescope, but it's there's a lens at one end and a small end at the other, and it's pointing out. And he shows you, and there are indeed, it's a strange thing to look at. The sky is pretty much completely pitch black, but he sort of zooms in and says, "Look, there's," and you see there's a star, a tiny pinprick of light, and 42 of them.
Can we see the colours of the stars, whether they're a red star or a blue star, or?
No, it's not that good of a telescope, really. I mean, you can't really see. There's maybe one or two that you can see with your naked eye, but a lot of them you need the telescope to see, and it's just a white dot, really.
Okay.
Yes. Surely this is important.
Yes, very well. Make sure it's asked about.
Yes. It'll be that. It'll be the primary question. We're going to bump the heap question.
Yes.
What?
Or should we save it to the last one?
It's a good question.
Yeah, no, I think so.
We'll have to discuss this, friend. What's your name, astronomer?
My name. Oh God, my head. Let me just think. If my name, Hector.
Oh, Hector.
I am Hector. Simple name. That's
Hector Astropharius.
Yes. You must raise these questions. I mean, he explains to you as well that according to history, the stars, we could see them millions of years ago, but the universe has expanded to the point where they're too far away, and the light from the stars will never reach us.
So there are no stars.
But the stars are suddenly there that shouldn't be.
So hang on, are you telling us that there are normally no stars in the sky?
Yeah, it's just the planets and the moon that you
got that far, man. Yeah.
So this astronomer must be very must have a lot of free time on his hands.
Yeah. Yeah, you notice there's a couple of suspicious rags in the corner of this room. In fact, you look into his eyes?
Can look at the moon, and they can look at the moon and the planets. That'll keep him busy. Uranus.
Yeah, he's been looking at that too.
Do you look into his eyes?
Oh, go on, G5. I'll give you the pleasure, man.
Yeah, I look into his eyes. What are his eyes?
This guy's not as friendly as the others. He is a bit of a creep. He's done some bad things sexually to people. A couple of women that found lost and had problems with their memories. He brought them up to help them out, and did things that he probably shouldn't have done, and he'd do it again.
It's okay.
He's done things and he'd do it again. This is a wrong one.
It's okay, my friend.
Let's get away from this weird, creepy guy and have a chat amongst ourselves.
What else have you done with that telescope, my friend?
That's enough concern now. There are bigger issues at play. You guys tell your friend Daedalus that you must ask this question.
We will. We'll see what Daedalus has to say about it.
So you have a chat with yourselves, you say?
Yeah, and let's go and check out Daedalus, man, and make sure he's still cool and at the party. If he's not, we go back to his house. So we're on the move. We're talking.
Did you want to chat amongst? Did you
quick
say you
chat amongst ourselves? Yeah. How's this for a bizarre possible theory. Okay, could be a bit maverick, but these 42 gods were the human gods of the astral nights, zodiac nights. Right, and everywhere else in the universe, this star's been disappearing, and here stars are appearing. Are we in the God machine or something? You know,
I think we are.
Are these stolen stars that the humans have? There's something dodgy about Apollo. I reckon there's something dodgy about what's going on here.
Right, yeah, Apollo's definitely sus. And I think we are inside the God machine. I was sort of thinking along those lines. But like at the top layer, you know what I mean? Like, maybe like because humans kind of created the artificial intelligence, it feels kind of not beholden to them, but it's kind of like, right, yeah. Maybe.
Is Apollo the AI and it's time for him to go? Is this what the 42
I don't reckon we rock
gods?
the boat too much, man. I reckon we get into ourselves far too involved in these things. I'd just like to see a successful political campaign after being here for 2 days.
Let's see what Apollo makes of these 42 god stars appearing. I think we'll judge him.
He could be upset.
I think he will be.
So what we're saying about Daedalus, man? Are we gonna just fucking?
Yeah, let's get him to do our dirty
We need
work.
to move on, man. Do you reckon? We keep him alive.
Why not?
Well, then I'll have to betray him somehow in order to hit my milestone.
I mean, unless you can get, sneak in his gaff and get an easy, quick kill and then just... But I don't know about putting you on a podium surrounded by Pandorans, man. Are they there to stop people like us getting near Apollo? Whereas if we've got a pawn...
Yeah, no, I reckon it could be a very alarm system and like an intruder alert. Yeah, no, that's a really I think that's an incisive observation.
I reckon there's some sort of alarm or trigger or something. Let's use Daedalus as the hand of Prometheus.
Need to find someone to use my power on, though, man.
We'll find someone.
The thing is, if I'm Daedalus, though, man, everything becomes a lot easier.
Well, we say that until 6 Pandorans jump off a pedestal. And...
Until that point will become easier.
You see, I think that's going to be kind of automatic, isn't it?
But what about when the elections aren't taking place in that place, are they?
No.
Right. So if Daedalus is looking a bit ropey tomorrow, we just say, look, mate, we knock him out or something, tie him up or whatever, and then I go and do the election just to make sure the election goes perfectly, and then he goes and does the question. And
sorry, what are you doing with him while you're doing the elections?
Just keeping him stum. By whatever means, man, you know what I mean? But we don't kill him. If we say, look, Daedalus, or maybe we just, I don't know, should we tell him how awesome we are? Like Nick out, you know what I mean? We ended up with a friend who kind of ended up sort of understanding us. Just like in every film, like Johnny Five, man, he had a friend, didn't he? Who didn't get disquieted every time you saw him.
Yeah, what's his name? That guy.
Steve Gutenberg.
Yeah, it was the police academy guy, wasn't it?
Yeah, Steve Gutenberg.
Yeah.
What about Steve Gutenberg, man?
He was Johnny Five's friend.
Oh, that was it. Yeah. Oh, totally. I was thinking of the Indian guy, but that's in Short Circuit too, isn't it?
No, he was in the first one as well.
What was he?
Yeah.
He was. Women with legs.
All I don't think I like Short Circuit very much, you know.
I don't think.
It was its own thing. So yeah, go on then. So how do you mean you're gonna become his friend?
Just say, look, mate. Right, here's the deal. We're awesome. We've got powers, and we basically want to get you elected. But in the election tomorrow, it'll be better if I become you. No. It's just never going to sound right, is it? You know what I mean?
Right. We're just at the elections, and anyone who appears to be getting an upper hand on Daedalus, you just say, "Why, this man's talking nonsense," and make him look at his feet.
Yeah.
Why, this
I know.
man's talking nonsense. That's
Yeah. This all makes more sense than me getting to use my power.
Well, you're going to have to. Well, you could use a couple of Pyros perhaps to, defeat these other people and make them look at the feet. Or you could use a load of Pyros to turn into Daedalus, then even more Pyros to make people look at the feet. And I reckon before you know it, there's a firestorm with ram bats tearing us to pieces. I think we've got to be careful, man. Careful.
I know. I can make Daedalus feel bad enough to make him want to do this. But
All right. Well, should we have a quick break there and then see how the elections go?
Yep, sounds good.
Sounds good.
yeah.
Right. Cool. Stops recording.